Hello, friends, and welcome to Much Review About Nothing. Today, we're reviewing Doolittle, one of the only movies named after its box office performance. On this podcast, we review a movie we haven't seen through cultural osmosis and what we can find on the internet. I'm your host, Billy Greer.
And we're your co-hosts, Jake Greer and
Luke Greer.
Let's don't watch a movie.
It would have been fine if you said push me Jake and I said pull me Luke.
Well, maybe we need to write something before we start the book.
Well, I forgot that was in the original Doolittle.
Yeah.
I just now thought of it. It's like, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, no.
Let's talk
more about this joke.
Let's talk about it instead of actually doing it.
All right.
That's funnier. So we do have to talk about our guest this time. It's Zeus himself.
Oh.
We're recording potentially in a thunderstorm at the beginning of one. So
it is thundering. I don't even know if it's going to pick it up. If
Please
it's even worth bringing
don't
up.
triangulate our position via the thunderstorm and when we post it.
yeah, you made this joke before we started recording.
Yeah, that they would somehow be able to find us through a thunderstorm, even though this episode is probably going to go up several weeks after the thunderstorm has occurred.
But you see, you got your hint there. Several weeks, so just go back 2 weeks in the area, which you already know where we're from, and just find thunderstorms.
Wait, do they? Have we ever revealed that?
Yes.
Okay, I can't remember.
Have we?
Yes, we have.
Well, we did now.
Luke's trying to dox us at
Yeah.
this point. Maybe Billy should bleep it.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Bleep
go
it
ahead.
just in
Right.
case.
Bleep it just in case. But I know for a fact that we've mentioned where at least where we live, state-wise.
Well, if you can figure that out, you're just going to find us.
Please don't kill us if you do.
Yeah, because they get it. Never mind.
So yeah, we're talking about Doolittle. And I know I was making fun of the box office, but one thing, I've never understood how movie box office works.
Well, you see,
because
it's a big box and people put money in it.
Is it even relevant in this day and time anyways?
well, I mean, not
right
right now. No, not whatsoever. But what I can't figure out is, like, everyone said Doolittle is a flop, and that's what it's regarded as, and I guess it is.
It topped the China box office.
Well, that's what I can't figure out. It made $228.2 million worldwide. Mm-hmm. But the budget was $175 million. But it made over its budget.
It didn't make triple its budget.
Yeah, well, where's the extra money they have to make up? Is there other
It's
money?
advertisement, promotion. It's the only thing that the budget only includes. What I know is just what it takes to make the movie. It doesn't factor in advertisement, marketing, all that.
That's what I was wondering, because
and secondary expenses.
I feel like
and securing movie theater rights and all that.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard you got to make triple your budget.
Yeah, I've always heard that in order to make a profit, you need to triple your budget. If you double your budget, you break even.
Okay, because it was like, I like my joke, but I was like, well, I mean, it made over its budget. I guess it
didn't make over enough of its budget.
No.
Was that the domestic or the internet?
That's international.
Yeah, so
and two, they don't care. They don't seem to care as much about international. I've noticed. You'll have a movie that does pretty solid internationally, but people will still be like, it didn't do so good because it didn't do good domestically.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird thing.
This is our box office corner.
Yes. Well, we didn't have an inspection this time because I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I assume you guys don't.
We have achieved perfection.
Oh, although I just thought of it. I don't know if we wanted to bring it up, if we were even going to do it, but I had floated a while back, like, changing our at on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and even on the Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
We're Much Review AN, which I don't know why we use that, because it's really weird. It's like much reviewing, which doesn't make any sense.
We're much reviewing.
Yeah. but like months later, maybe even a year later, I was like, why don't we just do Much Review Pod? That's what everyone does. They add pod after like a portion of their
I mean, we
title.
should have done that, but Billy, we have not been thinking this entire time.
Well, we did a little, okay? You know, we came up with this great premise for a podcast.
Yes.
But so I really want to switch it all out. I know that for like a year and a half now, we've been advertising our podcast under these certain handles, but I think starting now, I want to change it all to Much Review Pod. Hopefully that's not taken. Otherwise, if it is, just forget I said anything because it won't have changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to change Patreon, Twitter, and Facebook. Our email I can't really change, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that one doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
I mean, barely any. Well, I guess people still use email, but yeah.
Occasionally.
That one doesn't matter. If you really want to contact us, you'll just find the email.
That's such an early 2000 thing. Email me.
Well, I mean,
still current though.
everyone still emails.
Yeah, I know,
time.
but the email for those specific reasons, interact and stuff.
I guess.
Yeah, as a primary contact, it is a little weird, but it's all we know. No.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put in the description anyways, but Much Review Pod, that's what we're gonna try to be on all our ats and stuff. Okay, so I think that's the only thing I had for.
Okay, yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah, so again, Doolittle, and I guess we'll watch the trailer.
Yeah, let's watch the trailer and we can get
Yeah, let's watch the trailer.
maybe we should watch the trailer.
Let's watch the trailer.
Should we watch the trailer?
I should watch the trailer.
I do this sometimes. I left my.
That's not Eddie Murphy.
I didn't even get my notebook ready.
I was wondering who was going to make the joke. I was thinking about making the joke, but
I thought it was going to be Eddie Murphy. Instead, we get Iron Man. I feel ripped off.
What's Tony Stark doing here?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
All right, let's watch the trailer.
Yeah, for some people were talking about a polar bear, but I couldn't see it. That's a clue. John Cena plays the polar bear.
Yeah, it was weird that we could, because not like they were in the Arctic where he blends in, but still, I couldn't see him anywhere.
Are you sure about that?
We can do that joke every time.
Every time.
We're such hacks. Come on, there's got to be a better joke we can do.
It seems like they've into dynamic discussions and stuff.
Yeah.
I announced it.
No, it's against the rules.
So it's more of an action movie, more of an exploration/adventure movie.
I mean, to be fair, like the book kind of.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Although
But this one's it feels more serious, whereas the book has always been, to me, kind of light. I don't know if lighthearted is correct, but kind of light in tone.
Well, I feel like that trailer is very deceptive from everything I've been like reading about and hearing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when I first saw this trailer, I was kind of excited because I wanted to see.
But yeah, you're right. I heard it's more of a comedy, isn't it?
Yeah, I wanted to see a movie that kind of followed the book and took us on this grand adventure. Because, it's been years, probably decades, since I read the book as a kid. But I enjoyed it. It's fun. It had talking animals in it. It's an adventure story where all his sidekicks are animals. And it's not like it's a harrowing tale of adventure. It's more like you were saying. It's more of a lighthearted adventure where there's probably some stakes, but it's not like I don't know if that the song they picked is the right mood, but
that's kind of weird. I mean, I wouldn't mind a more serious adventure, Doolittle, kind of take it to that direction and be different. They're obviously, I think it's different than the book, definitely, right? Like the story?
Well, I know they go on a voyage.
Right, but it's to save the queen. In the original, wasn't he just trying to find the?
Yeah, he was trying to find the push. Yeah, he was trying to find the push me pull you.
Yeah. It was like an animal expedition, a zoological expedition.
It was him going off to go capture a rare specimen for his menagerie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this one they're trying to save the queen.
Okay.
Really?
She was poisoned.
Oh, so they gotta find.
So they gotta find the fruit or the herb to save her, basicly. I mean, maybe it is still serious, but I think it's neat. I don't know. But the problem is, I know there's a terrible fart joke in it. So
that's the thing. Like,
deceptive trailer.
I don't like that where they make his reason for his outing to go get something for the queen, because that makes him more of a reactive hero, contrasted with the more active hero that he is in the book.
Well, he's shut himself away.
In this movie?
Yeah, and this movie, I know because the reviews talked about it, but he is a recluse, basically, at this point. He's shut the manor. I think he's tired of humans. And so the arc is that... He learns to trust people again, I guess, or see the goodness of people. I don't know exactly, but I do know that's...
I mean, there's nothing wrong with this kind of plot. It's the plot of a lot... probably 75% of movies where we got to go save this person.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like there's too many plots where the hero is too reactive. It'd be nice, like I said, for a more active. Because in the book, he decides that I'm going to go on this expedition to go on this adventure, on my own volition.
Yeah.
Because I like, finding weird animals and stuff.
Yeah, it's just this thing. Novels are different. Is that enough of a plot thread to
Why did he want the push me pull you?
I can't remember if he was trying to save it or... I can't remember enough about the book. I guess I should have done some research.
It's been so long since I read the book, but I do remember.
The last I remember is that we had an audio book, and I listened to that.
Mom read it to me.
Yeah, but okay, so like I was saying, I was kind of excited for this because I was hoping maybe this would be like Robert Downey Jr.'s kind of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And I was hoping for kind of a grandiose... I was struggling for the right word because... I feel like children's media back in the day was a little more... you want to say classy? Where maybe there's some humor, but I guess above all else, just telling a good story was the main focus. And they didn't feel the need to just fill it with crass jokes.
And slapstick?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with slapstick.
No, I like a crude joke as much as the next guy, but I feel like it doesn't fit Dr. Doolittle.
No.
And I can't find the right word for the kind of story I'm trying to delineate it as. But I feel like maybe you get what
clever?
I'm going for. Yeah, not clever. I guess classy. Genteel, classy. I guess is just the best way to go to describe it. That's what I was kind of hoping for, was a relatively classy adventure that kids and adults could enjoy, but it didn't stoop to just crude humor that comes out of nowhere, and it doesn't really fit the tone and theme of the movie.
Yeah. So one thing we have to decide on, because we've decided parental death, we're not really that big of a fan on, except in special cases. What about wife death? Because Doolittle's wife dies, and that's why he becomes a recluse.
Yeah.
How do we feel about wife death? Because it's normally it's an up and all that. It's normally important for the plot. But how do we feel as a group?
Oh, I don't know. I don't support parent death, but I'll kill a few wives here and there. I'm down. No,
wife murder?
No, I feel like it's like anything else. It can get kind of overused, but it has its place as a narrative tool.
So it's a pro-con. We're undecided about wife death.
We're on the fence.
Yeah, we're on the fence. If you want to persuade us either way, I think we'll be willing to listen.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was looking up, the plot of the book. Mm-hmm. Apparently, he didn't go find the push me pull you because he wanted to find it. Turns out he was hired by monkeys to go save their people who are dying on an island.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
I totally forgot about that.
Because he's a doctor. So
yeah, he's a doctor.
So he is a reactive.
Aw, man.
Yeah, but Luke, your point was...
I am.
Look, there's nothing wrong with a reactive hero, at least for his initial impetus.
Yeah.
It's what happens after that. It's how do we build on that? How does he show that he's an active hero, But I like that better in that he's got to save a bunch of monkeys because, one, it fits in with his, his role as an animal doctor.
Why is the Kingdom of England hiring, a veterinarian to cure the queen?
I guess he's a people doctor in this? I don't know.
Well, he used to be, but then became a veterinarian.
Well, this is very specious because the creators of this film are saying that the life of a monkey tribe is way less important or underneath the life of the queen.
Well, yeah.
They're like... No one's gonna, if we make this about saving sick monkeys, people are gonna be, turning up their noses. They're gonna be disgusted, but we gotta do the queen. But I find that highly speciest,
Well, they're definitely going to lose the monkey crowd. Maybe that's why they didn't do so well in the box office. So
I know, you had all these monkeys just sitting around in trees in their enclosures with nothing to do.
Oh, that's hilarious.
They've got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because they don't have much to spend.
Well, people throw money into the pins all the time.
You see,
money all the time.
They pay Dr. Doolittle by capturing and giving him the push me pull you so he can make money at home using it.
Okay.
Oh, seriously?
We totally got that wrong.
Oh, yes.
But look, he needed to protect the push me pull you because it's an endangered creature.
It doesn't seem like it. It's the monkey just kind of like, here, take this very animal
So
parade
is Dr.
around.
Doolittle the tiger...
Tiger Hunter?
The Tiger King? Is he the equivalent?
Oh, yeah. You mean on Netflix?
Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah, no, he kind of is. Yeah, he is Tiger King.
So, at least in the original, Dr. Doolittle is Tiger King.
is that a pro or a pro-con?
I'm not sure, but
He puts the push me pull you through a circus.
Yeah,
see?
that's kind of iffy, but...
But the thing is,
exploited the thing is,
Dr. Doolittle ran the circuit, so he can talk to the animals.
That's true.
He's not doing it against their will, because they can talk to him.
Well, he did the push me pull you.
Yeah, because he got captured by monkeys.
The monkeys paid him with the...
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that.
It's certainly a morally great, at least in the original, but we're not talking about the original. But
I'm assuming, though, that he, talks to it, and it's, willing to come, right? Because...
I guess so.
Or is he just, forget you. I don't care. You're going to be at my store.
Well, the wiki article is very sparse. It's just an overview.
Stockholm Syndrome is a very powerful thing.
Okay, so there's a lot going on here, and I've just realized that,
Reviewing the book now?
Well, in that we really were spreading misinformation about the role of the push me pull you, and maybe that's a flaw in this podcast where we don't verify anything.
I think the reason is that the push me pull you is such a unique aspect of the book that when you think of Dr. Doolittle,
it stands out.
You think of the push me pull you and you think it's important, but then you realize it was nothing more than payment for the monkeys gave the Doolittle.
Okay, so I just realized that, you're right. We are reviewing the book because we can't penalize movie Doolittle for
we can.
enslaving.
It's not fair, but we can.
There is no polar bear.
But
there's not.
I don't think there is.
Yeah.
And what?
I think that
in the book.
That polar bear be dead.
Well, obviously not in the
fantasy
book.
tale. It's a fantasy story, so...
Yeah, but he probably saved the polar bear. Polar bears are known to be reasonable and gentle, and if you ever encounter a polar bear, just stick around and see what happens. But no, we need to go back to our con, which was that the monkeys will be dissatisfied with this product.
Yeah.
Because the monkeys are a really big market. That's why... apparently reported Universal lost as much as $100 million because they did not go for...
They lost $100 million, but it
grossed 236 worldwide.
They must have spent a ton in marketing if that's the case.
Yeah.
Or maybe the budget doesn't go over paying the crew.
If they made 236,
no, surely it would.
And they lost $100 million, and the movie took $175 million to make. I mean, how much did they spend in advertising?
It must have been I work in advertising to a certain extent, so you can spend a ton of money real fast.
Okay, I got the official list of the animals that accompany Doolittle in the book.
Okay.
Oh, great.
They're Gub Gub the pig, Jip the dog, Chi Chi the monkey, Dab Dab is the duck, Tutu is a pet owl, and Cheapside is a cockney sparrow from East London. The Push Me Pull You, Toggle the visually impaired plow horse, and Great Glass Sea Snail, Sophie the seal, and the Great Winter Moth, and Miranda is a purple bird. Apparently, I don't think all of those were in because there's a book series.
Okay, yeah.
I see. Well, to be fair, the book just didn't really have the CGI necessary to create all these wonderful animals.
I know it's really been good for novelists. And finally great CG creatures.
They were so hampered by technology,
that they just couldn't put it in the book.
Human imagination only goes so far. What you need is computers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Having a polar bear that early in the movie is a bit overpowered by what he has to face later on.
I guess so. He's using cheat codes.
I know.
But I'm looking at the animals here. Basically, the duck is the only thing And maybe the dog. The duck and the dog are the only thing.
Giraffe, polar bear. I actually wonder who would win in a fight, a polar bear or a tiger? You know, everyone compares tigers and lions, but tigers are more powerful than lions. Yeah. What about polar bears and tigers? You know?
I know, that's a good question.
Somebody should put those in a pen and see who would win.
Maybe I feel like a polar bear.
Maybe we could do somewhere in Southeast Asia, Jake, but not here.
My money's kind of on polar bear, just how vicious and strong they are. But I could be wrong.
I create a computer simulation.
If it's out of its element, it may be weaker. You know, you got to think about the RNG and stuff.
It would be hard to determine who would win. According to a recent report, a Siberian tiger can defeat a polar bear.
Okay.
Because you forget how big tigers are.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Tigers are bigger than bears, as far as I know.
Tigers are only defeated by small Indian boys in loincloths.
With fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know it's going to offend the monkeys because they were completely cut out. Their important role was cut out. I also kind of find that specious. There's so many people that say, like, chimpanzees deserve a certain amount of personhood, but they can't even take the central role as the people we need to help in a movie.
I don't think they were chimpanzees. I think they were like a tailed monkey.
Well, you know, I'm just using that as an example. You know, if we can't even make monkeys the main focus of the movie, what hope do chimpanzees have of gaining personhood? I don't know where I'm going with it, but you know what I mean.
To be fair,
aren't there movies with monkey leads?
I mean, there are. I mean,
well, yeah, but
but what?
But in this case, they elevated a human above the monkeys. Is my point.
I wonder if the monkeys will. I wonder if maybe the monkeys are in the movie. It's just that they get there and they're like, "Oh, there's a bunch of sick monkeys. We should help them."
I don't know.
Good question. I mean, but that still demotes them. So I think.
Well, I'll do possibly speciesist.
I agree with that assessment.
That is fair. We have had many movies with monkeys playing sports.
Yeah, I mean, lions really have more personhood than monkeys because they've had a couple of movies, haven't they? You know, especially The Lion King.
Yeah, there's The Lion King and...
that's about it. The Lion King.
And Kimba.
Oh, well, Roar.
Roar, yeah. They were given a lot for...
Yeah,
that was the problem with that movie, is that guy was trying to treat them like people.
And Madagascar.
Yeah, hey, Madagascar. We can. That's not really a lion movie, but it has a lion lead.
Yeah. So it's fair. I think our point is valid.
Yeah.
I'm not cracking up here for any particular reason.
But yeah, I like I'm saying, I think this trailer is very deceptive.
It is.
And I think it's got a lot of ill-fitting humor.
I don't like all the big, powerful animals because it kind of saps the tension away. Because if in the book, he has all these small, weak animals.
I bet he's a coward or a pacifist or something.
Well, the gorilla is. The gorilla is a coward.
Oh, the gorilla is the coward.
They even allude to that in the trailer.
Yeah.
I was going to write down ill-fitting jokes as a con. It
just seems like they hired a bunch of famous voice actors to voice animals, and so they were just like, "Hey, let's make a bunch of animals. Like, what's your favorite animal?
Yeah.
I like polar bears. Okay, you're a polar bear."
Yeah, they just cast a bunch of famous people. That's what you could say about basically every movie that's made nowadays, especially animated films. Which is nothing inherently wrong with that, but
there's 20 of them.
Yeah,
it's like they're like, boss, we're making a Doolittle movie. There aren't enough animals. We'll just make up a few. Well, what's your favorite animal, John Cena? I like polar bears. What about you? I like giraffes.
I like polar bears because they blend in with the snow and they can't be seen.
I thought that was the reason.
Yeah. Sometimes it just feels like, like you're saying about all just cast as many famous people as we can. It's like, okay, we got this person. There's not really a script for what the animals say. Just say something funny. We'll put it into the movie. And that's what it feels like happens a lot.
Uh-oh, poopy, stinky.
It's that meme with the fat orangutan.
Because you keep.
I don't know why you're saying it.
You keep bringing up fart jokes. And it's like you were saying, say something funny. It's like fart joke.
I just recite a meme verbatim.
That meme is making fun of that kind of humor.
One of the worst things in this Wikipedia article is Doolittle figures out what is hurting the dragon and proceeds to perform a dragon enema.
Oh yeah, I was about to bring that up.
A dragon?
Yeah, there's a dragon in it.
He's guarding the tree.
Like an actual dragon.
Right, yes, actual dragon.
Because it's fantastical. They're going on they're going on their own pirate cruise or whatever, like One Piece.
Yeah.
So this is just One Piece with lots of more animals.
And I'd be down with that, honestly.
He's going to be king of the animals.
But yeah, this is...
Doolittle stretches his arms out, too. It's really weird. Nobody saw it coming.
How did that happen?
It took a bite of gum.
Some people were wondering if there's maybe some inspiration there, but they denied it for some reason.
And I do remember that about the book. I was wondering, why is he... I know he can talk to animals, why is he stretching suddenly?
He has to get something off a tree guarded by a dragon. Is this more like some weird retelling of Jason and the Argonauts, but just with Dr. Doolittle?
I don't know.
Could be. Maybe the polar bear goes crazy at one point. Or loses his friend.
I gotta stay on this island and find him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tale about a quest, an aquatic, voyage. So it already kind of has traces of
get captured by the king.
Jason and the Argonauts.
Get captured by the king, and he animates claymation skeletons
to come after them. But yeah, we totally breezed by the whole dragon enema, the whole reaching. There's a scene where multi-million-dollar actor Robert Downey Jr. reaches his hands into a CGI dragon's rear end.
Yeah, this goes actually to the Pop and Parental Guides. A man removes bagpipes from a clogged dragon's rectum. So the dragon ate bagpipes.
Yeah,
what's the Scotsman doing all the way in a tropical island?
Well, he's Welsh, or supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense that he's Welsh.
People have complained about his accent.
They don't like his Welsh accent?
No, because I don't think it stays consistent.
Oh, he doesn't roll his R's?
So, did we put that in cons yet?
Dragon Enema?
It sounds horrible.
Yeah, Dragon Enema, and he does a poor Welsh accent.
A tiger says something about his berries, meant to be humorous.
See, what is this
going on?
Testicular and rectal humor in what should be a kind of classy adventure story, harkening back to the, I don't know, it would be dime novels, but your old tales like
it was
Treasure Island.
It was written in the 1920s.
Yeah,
with the Victorian setting, so
And I guess they're afraid the kids won't be engaged if the animals aren't saying wacky things and farting and falling over themselves and
that's what they think.
Just spraying bodily fluids all over the screen and just reaching their hands up each other's rectums. It's just a horrific orgy.
I don't think this is a kids movie anymore. I mean, if there's a horrific animal orgy in the middle of the film,
well, not that kind of.
You think we would have heard about it?
Yeah, seriously, it's rated R. Nobody's really talking about it.
I take it all back.
I think the point is there's this horrible orgy scene in the film, but the thing is, you're so embarrassed that you saw it, no one mentions it. They just blank it from their mind.
Kids love scatology, okay? You gotta give them what they want. It's a desperate movie, and I see that and up next on the screen it has Doolittle Auditions. It's a little promotional thing they did, and I want to learn more about the movie, and I watched it, and that's where I started to go, ugh, this is not going to go well, is it? Because
the first thing mentioned in the trailer is Robert Downey Jr. is Doolittle. It's before everything else. All right, I mean that's exactly where it's coming from. All right,
what do you mean that they just wanted to?
They got some famous actors. They drug up Doolittle's corpse to bring it into the limelight.
But I was behind this idea, and I thought Robert Downey Jr. was good casting.
It's good casting.
He's got that whimsical side to him.
I agree, but I can't see beyond the...
it's just blatant...
It's
cynical
Doolittle just because.
Yeah, they're like, what can we put... down.
They haven't made a good Doolittle movie since the 1960s.
Yeah, well, ever since Eddie Murphy, got out. Yeah.
That's the thing. That movie is a modern day goofy comedy. This movie has the humor transplanted from the Eddie Murphy movies. What it feels
It took a lot of inspiration.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Wasn't there a sequel with Doolittle with Eddie Murphy, Little's daughter?
Yeah, that was a straight to.
Ton of them.
After Eddie Murphy lost interest,
I remember being inundated with tons and tons of sequels and knockoffs of that.
Well, I knew there was 2 Doolittles with Murphy, and then I think there was a straight to home video release with his daughter.
A couple of them, I think.
But there may have been more. I just remember seeing advertisement for one on a VHS back in the day.
Coming soon to own on VHS and DVD.
Yeah, but it's just. I don't know if I've ever brought this up, but some movies just, you can feel the desperation. They're like, please just watch our movie.
Yeah.
And
it's got fart jokes.
And there's just sometimes the humor is just, it's so clunky that immediately I'm just like, oh no.
You mean that the story stops completely just to tell the joke?
Well, it's like what's happening, I mean, it just isn't funny, or it just doesn't even really make sense, or it's rushed. A lot of times there's this weird, like, speed to it where it just feels like everything's happening too fast, and it's like
you gotta hit your fart joke quota or else you're not getting that bonus.
Yeah, it just feels like they're trying to hit you with so much that you're like, you won't think about it, and you'll just be so inundated you can't focus on one thing.
The kids are gonna be bored. Quick, throw in 500 jokes.
Yeah,
all in a row.
An hour and 41 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
That is long. That's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
What?
140 minutes, right?
No, an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, hour and 40 minutes. I think it's 140.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost 2 hours. It's 20 minutes away.
Yeah, for a kid's film, that's pretty long. Yeah. I thought you said an hour and 40. I was like, 2 hours? Good grief.
Yeah, this takes 3 hours and they have a director's cut.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, if your movie's so long, you can space the jokes out more.
No, it's just...
I know, you can take more time
every
with it.
scene, it's like every animal has to do a joke. It's like the anime Black Clover, where everyone has their one dumb bit, and they do it like in every scene they're in.
I think I know what the duck is. I only saw him a few times, and let me guess, he's loud, he's brash, and he always kind of embarrasses himself.
I think you're right. If you were wrong, I'd be very surprised.
And he'll do that over and over because he's a duck, and ducks can't be serious. They're stupid.
Yeah.
We've been comparing it to a lot of anime. Is Doolittle an anime?
No. Look, I really want it to be, but I don't think so.
Are there any pros that we can find? I'm looking at our pro sheet.
Oh, that's right. We have not found a single one yet.
It's an hour and...
Robert Downey Jr.
Sure, I was actually about to say
It's an hour and 41 minutes long.
I don't know if that's a pro. At this point, if it's just inundated with joke after joke after joke, I think it would be torture.
Put in fart jokes as a pro. They make me laugh.
As a pro. Well, that's what I want to say. We're not against crass humor.
I'm against cheap... Actually, I'm against most crass humor.
I am.
Or at least a lot of cheap ones. I've never...
A lot of the time. There are rare cases where it can work. It can hit you just right.
It has to work when it's unexpected.
Yeah, but it can't be cheap, like you were saying. These are cheap.
A lot of them are cheap. It should not be at our pro list.
I just didn't.
But
it's an ironic pro, Jake.
Yeah, ironic.
All right, it's an ironic pro. Put that down there.
I kind of... It just looks like...
Yeah, that's your handwriting.
Yeah.
I realized after going back to listening to our, I think it was our Frozen one. I think you put Frozen 3's good film. So that's with Frozen 3 goat film or something like that. So your handwriting is definitely itself to some
it's
mistakes.
very bad. It's very bad when I'm rushing. It gets better when I have time.
Yeah, I just thought that was very funny.
But I do have bad handwriting in general. So yeah, I did pull an article, just some things from it.
Okay.
And before that, one thing I found, I just thought it was funny. I found a website called doesthedogdie.com. And the website will inform you about like traumatizing things. Have we ever brought this up on the podcast?
No, we haven't, but I know of it.
Yeah. So good news, the dog does not die. Apparently it is hit by a car, but it walks away unharmed. An animal apparently does die because we see him covering it up on his operating table.
Just an unrelated.
Oh no, another vet covers up an animal, but we don't ever see what the animal is.
No, a squirrel gets shot, and that's important.
I guess the squirrel doesn't die because...
No, he doesn't die, he just gets shot.
How does a squirrel survive a gunshot?
Well, is it using a low caliber round?
It'd be very low caliber.
Like bird shot?
Because there's not a lot of squirrels
most squirrels would explode. Or at least like if it hit a limb or something, that limb is gone.
Maybe it's a 22?
I don't know.
Unless...
There's a thunder for you.
Unless the gun is like not a real gun or really low power.
Yeah.
But it was a kid shooting it, so I doubt they'd give him a really powerful weapon.
Oh, maybe it was like an air gun. Oh wait, did they have air guns back then? I mean,
it's a fantasy world. There's dragons, Luke.
But that doesn't mean that they would have a...
No, I know that, but...
They're not gonna care.
Yeah, why would they care? They didn't care about the animal jokes.
Well, maybe it was a BB gun.
Maybe.
Well,
Look,
yeah, that's the.
I need to know.
No, you don't.
This is such a non-thing.
Like,
You get fixated.
Go on.
Your autism acts up on these random things.
I do it to annoy you.
But like I was gonna say briefly, you can kill a squirrel shooting the branch it's standing on. That's how they used to hunt them back in the days of the Pioneer. You know, I remember learning that in one of the mini Pioneer books we read during school. It seemed to be all that we read was Pioneer books.
So
we'll get into that.
Pro low animal death, I guess.
Yeah, there's. Or maybe just say the dog doesn't die.
But
we know that for sure.
Jib doesn't die.
Only one unrelated animal just gets killed on an operating table.
Yeah, and you never even see the animal. They cover it up before it's unidentified.
Maybe it wasn't even an animal.
Yeah, like
maybe it was like a stuffed animal.
A stump, someone's like tree limb died, and it was shot while he was hunting for squirrels.
Yeah,
my tree.
They tried to operate on it, but it really didn't work. But
I couldn't save the tree, but I did save the squirrel.
People who perform surgery on trees, I think they're called lumberjacks.
I think those are tree serial killers.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah. I just think it's funny going back to the dog. Does the dog die? It's just how people. And I'm the same way, so I can't even like point fingers. But how we're mortified by the idea of a dog being killed in a movie. You know, we'll watch a movie. We'll watch
wife can die, but not the dog.
Yeah, we're fine with like a human dying. It's just funny how every human, even like the most debased human, usually has a soft spot for dogs or
unless they're serial killers, then they kill.
Yeah, there's some that just hurt animals,
well,
but you know, as a rule,
inhuman.
Yeah, that separates them further. That's
Okay, a tree doctor is called an arborist.
Oh, that makes sense.
Maybe he wasn't a veterinarian. Maybe he was an arborist.
Yeah, that's it. See, that's what I want. I want a Dr. Doolittle who only talks to plants, no animals.
It'd be the most boring movie ever.
Yeah. He's an arborist instead.
He has a bunch of trees on the boat.
He carries them around.
He's just talking to them and they're saying nothing.
He's a psychopath.
As the salt slowly kills them all.
Okay, this is a better movie. What was it? Dr. Arborist? Is that what we're going to call it?
Dr. Treelittle.
Well, wait, but Doolittle doesn't mean animal.
No, but we got to find a way to make it work. I like Dr. Treelittle just because
it's so low effort.
I don't know what
what that even is.
Yeah,
it's our headcanon.
Yeah, it's our headcanon.
It's his brother.
I wish it was real.
It's his brother. He's ashamed of him.
Yeah. The trees, brother, they're speaking to me. He has like a scraggly old beard. He speaks like a prospector.
I just want to know who would contact him to send him on an adventure. Is there like a wounded tree in some far off country, or
a wounded tree just
takes out his fence?
A wounded tree falls on his fence?
Yeah.
He talks to it. It's like you need to go to the tree kingdom.
It's not a real quest. It's yet another one of his like schizophrenic delusions where he thinks he has to go save a tree. Okay, I am all in on Dr. Treelittle. I guess I'll start writing up a script.
Yeah, you should.
At least this would be an amazing like sketch.
Yeah.
If only more people knew about Dr. Doolittle, because it may not land that well. Because most people probably don't even know. Because not enough people watch this. Clearly, I don't know. I just got to write it down somewhere.
Or movie idea, Dr. Treelittle. Maybe the heroes recruit Dr. Treelittle.
Yeah, he could be on their side. Like
Ferdinand, he needs an arborist.
I don't know why he would be useful, but they come to him for some reason.
Well, they know Dr. Doolittle. You know, you can get his brother as well, Dr. Treelittle. No one really wants to talk about him.
They asked Doolittle, but he was busy, so they went to Treelittle.
Yeah,
that's how he joined the cause against Peter Rabbit and the devil goat. Which,
if you think about it, he can talk to trees. He has the best information network possible,
I guess, but it's mostly just stuff he's making up because he's insane.
Yeah,
is he insane?
We don't know.
Well, that'll be the little secret. You never really know. It makes it more interesting.
Yeah. All right, back to whatever you were talking about.
Yeah, way less important than Dr. Treelittle. So this is backing up what we're saying about the humor. This is on Screen Rant. They just pulled a review blurb. The film's humor reeks of after-the-fact punch-up, that's kind of what I was thinking, prompted by negative test audience feedback. That is to say, Doolittle is full of anachronistic pop culture references. That, to me, that is the worst.
That's a sin.
This is back in what? The Victorian era? And they're...
Come on, darling, won't you do the floss with me?
Yes. I was watching Oprah on my radio. It's like, it's not only a pop culture reference, it's highly dated.
Snap a selfie.
Yeah. It's full of pop culture references and poop and fart humor, jokes delivered in suspiciously low impact style by the film's animated animals. Yeah, and this film had a lot of what do they call it? I just
reshoots.
Reshoots. I was like, what?
They had a lot of refunds.
My stupid brain.
At one point, was this more adventurous? And then somebody got their grubby little hands and said, "Nobody's going to want this. We need comedy. All right.
I mean,
we only need comedy."
That's a possibility. Like maybe
make a super serious trailer though.
Somebody had a vision, and other people, mainly the other side of it, were like, "Nah, you need more comedy, man."
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
You need more big name celebrity voices.
Yeah, you need to drag an enema. That'll really get the kids.
Kids love poop.
Listen here, director. I had a dream where I was reaching my hand up a dragon, giving him an enema. I want that in the movie.
That's like that guy that for years was trying to get a gigantic robotic spider into movies for some reason. Do you guys hear about this guy?
No.
Yeah,
but it sounds like a worthy cause.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fault him, honestly, but every movie he was attached to, I think he was like a producer or something, he would always pitch to the person, can we put a giant spider? I can't remember if it was mechanical or just a giant spider, but he finally got his wish in Wild Wild West with our favorite actor, Will Smith. He finally got a giant robot spider in the climax.
Oh, really?
I think that's the thing they got to take down at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like to imagine this producer just going like, he's in all these different movies, but he always makes the same request of the giant spider, regardless of genre.
Yeah, that's kind of what was happening.
That's what he does.
Well, I was thinking like, I love this Victorian period piece.
Yeah.
Is there a giant mechanical spider we can put in here?
It was almost that absurd.
Or it's like this revolutionary movie about the American Revolution. Did the British stick a giant mechanical spider on George Washington?
I mean, if he just like giant spider, I wonder if he talked with George R.R. Tolkien. He pitched it to him. He's been around for a long time. Always just pitching to people.
That's why we got Shelob.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I liked your book. Is there a giant spider in it though? Can we have a
Eureka?
Can we have a giant mechanical spider in your book?
So, but now I'm thinking there's a similar guy who's going around saying it needs poop. The movie needs more poop. And so every kid's movie, he's like this
affiliate.
Yeah, he's a sicko
producer.
who keeps like putting. But unlike the spider guy, he's not satisfied after it comes true. He's like, more toilets full.
That's what happens with people with fetishes.
Yeah, they get elected to the highest echelons of Hollywood, or they get promoted to it. And then later they're thrown out after horrible things come out about them.
Was it Zack Snyder and his foot fetish?
No, it's Quentin Tarantino. But like, he's not aside from lingering too long on it.
No, Zack Snyder from Nickelodeon.
That's Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider.
Zack Snyder, his fetish is dark and brooding.
Yeah, he's not too bad. Like, as a Hollywood guy, he's not. As far as I know, he's not terrible.
He seems like a decent guy.
Apologize, Zach.
He's an edgelord, but
he's
so
been
am
out
I.
there, but
I meant Dan.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah,
Dan Schneider.
That guy. Yeah. Well, we're getting probably we're brushing up against the PG-13 aspect of our podcast.
Yeah.
I try to keep it a moderate PG most of the time, but
I'd say we're bordering Doolittle.
Should we have a con though that there is no mechanical spider in it? I mean,
that's fair enough.
Yeah, con, no giant mechanical spider, or just giant spider.
No giant spider.
As far as we know.
The giant enemy spider.
But it would kind of be like an embarrassment of riches if you have a dragon and a giant mechanical spider, but at the same time, the dragon could fight the mechanical spider, so you're just missing out if you don't put the two together. Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go ahead and have like a dragon in it and have the dragon get an enema, might as well have him fight a giant spider.
Yeah, if we're already... To me, that scene it reminds me of It's Feeding Time. You know?
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Why?
Yeah, like
It's
I
a
know
feeding time moment.
because our dad remembered that he does, I think, expel waste in the book when he's doing it, but. Look, I am for removing certain things from adaptations if it doesn't like translate well.
Also, it doesn't work because he just looks like a regular dude, and then he becomes some sort of monster.
You know, maybe if he was smaller, it would be cute. It wouldn't be as disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, if they at least
was more
CGI him down to where like he was more, you know, this small bulbous
That's it,
thing.
because then it would be like a cute little dirt fart.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't seem like it's just. You know, we're going back to poop, but I think that might be it. It looks like an obese man is just expelling waste through a flap in his pants, and you know, like I like adaptations stay close to the source material, but sometimes you can snip a few things. You know, I am fine with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the Screen Rant. There was more to that, but I just thought that was the most.
Yeah. Do we want
back this up
to go to random reviews or?
Yeah, I think we might. Let me just look through. I pulled some parts of another article.
Okay, let's look through it.
I think this was from the LA Times. They're praising Downey. It seems like a good fit for him, but they say he does any potential goodwill by opting for an ill-advised, half-hearted Welsh accent, which occasionally, and I'm assuming inadvertently, slips into Irish, Indian, and Jamaican in its intonations. Which they should have just made him Jamaican because, you know, like in Tropic Thunder, Robert Downey Jr. has played, you know, a black person, so he could do it again. Just give him dreads.
He was doing every single country controlled by the British Empire except the British Empire itself.
And then the rest of the star-studded cast is kind of wasted. And oh yeah, the CGI, I meant to bring it up. It says the animation, it's fine in close-up, but whenever a CGI critter appears in the same frame as a human being, man and beast don't seem to be occupying the same screen, wrote Kristen Page Kirby of the Washington Post, or Planet, or Dimensional Reality.
So, big question. Did Dr. Doodle summon these creatures to this plane of reality?
I don't know, I was about to ask that.
He's a warlock.
Are these even... Is this why he can talk to them? Because they're animals from a different dimension. Maybe one, because we talked about multi-dimension theory last time.
He made a foul pact with the Chaos Gods.
Yeah. So I'm willing to give that a pro. Maybe animals...
Doolittle is a warlock. Possibly.
It wouldn't surprise me if he was a disciple of Zinch, because he does have a parrot with him that taught him.
Yeah, and for the folks at home, explain to the folks at home who Zinch is.
Well, he's the Chaos God of Change from the Warhammer series. He's associated with birds.
Right. That would make sense.
And forbidden knowledge, and the parrot is a bird, does teach him the forbidden knowledge of speaking with animals.
Yeah.
See, it's all coming together.
I always thought that funny that was the backstory. It was literally a bird taught him. Like, potentially this is knowledge anyone could get if you find the right parrot.
It was the parrot.
Yeah.
But you need a massive amount of empathy.
Right. Oh, that's true. Okay, I didn't think of it that way. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring this up at the beginning, but is it a con that they used yet another slowed down version of a popular song?
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, I was kind of on the fence because I don't feel like that's inherently, like, sometimes I feel like it works and it's effective, but it's so overused at this point.
Yeah,
only if it's a horror movie does it work.
My thing is, if you're gonna have the more light comedic side, you know, do that and just do the original song because that works. You know, you don't have to, or do a cover that's more bright.
To be honest, the first one's pretty slow. I see trees of green.
Yeah, but you know, or do a
roses too. I see them blue. Doop-dee-doo. And I say to myself,
or do a cover. They already did a cover.
It's feeding time.
Is that going to be our EP or parody?
I said.
So, it's feeding time.
What a wonderful feeding time.
Yeah. There we go.
That's what Dr. Treelittle does when he goes out with the fertilizer.
Slowed down cover. I think I'll do that at a con. It's just... Let's find a new... It used to be the... And now it's the slowed down cover.
Well, the slowed down cover's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I guess I haven't been as aware of it as I have been in recent years.
It's always just kind of lingering. You know, it's always there.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, nothing inherently wrong. It's just, I know, kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Once you think about it, if you think about it too hard, it's annoying. But okay, sorry, we keep putting it off. Random reviews.
All right, I'm going to start with a strong one. We got Bamboo Panda, gave it a 5 out of 5 stars.
Well, he's an animal. He's biased.
This movie is actually not that bad. In like the first 5 minutes, it totally reminds me of Frozen a little bit, which is kind of weird.
Frozen.
Yeah. So is that a pro? Is that a pro con? Reminds me of Frozen.
I mean, I don't even like Frozen that much, but I guess
pro con.
Who you are? Yeah.
I think pro con. If you really like Frozen, yeah, you might like it.
Why is it reminding me of Frozen?
Not
Maybe,
sure.
Did he not explain?
Nope.
Okay.
Going on.
Whatever.
But anyway, this movie is really funny and really is full of adventures. This is what I think. If you're an adventurer, this movie is actually kind of an adventure.
If you're an adventurer, this movie is kind of an adventure.
Yes.
Okay, well,
I mean, pro.
appeals to adventurers.
It's kind of a niche market. I mean, how many adventures are there?
I mean, the movie itself is kind of an adventure, all of itself.
I mean,
if you're an adventurer, you don't have to go anywhere. Just go to the movie theaters or rent it.
Armchair adventurers.
Yeah.
They review places they haven't seen. They're cultural osmosis.
All right, going on. The animals are really funny, and they are some curious, laughter-warming animals that I've seen in a movie.
You mean the push me, pull you, and the dragon?
I just want to thank you for the producers and whoever works on the movie to make it to the theaters. You did an amazing job with the movie. Second, thank yous to the people who work on editing the movie and making the animals real life, even they are fake. But they seem real in the movie. And finally, I want to say to all the cast, a thank you. You guys really show those mouths that you can make the movie come to life in the movie. All the cast members are very talented, and I hope they continue counties their gifts throughout history. I love this movie, 3,000 heart.
Like, I can't even be mad, okay?
Well, I hope they counties their gift.
It's such an innocent, guileless review, okay?
Yeah.
I can't be mad, okay? I mean, it's a little doofy, syntax highly questionable, but
Well, it's a panda. It doesn't have human feet.
Yeah, I mean, look, appeals to the panda crowd. They may have lost the monkeys. They got the pandas, all right?
Everyone knows that pandas and monkeys hate each other.
If more content on the internet was that nice, maybe it'd be a better place to live.
3,000 heart.
But he did praise a bad movie. So.
Possibly. Granted, we haven't seen it. But, so I guess the humor works for some people, but like you said, it works for pandas. Maybe it's more for animals, but not monkeys.
Not monkeys. They lost that crowd.
Yeah.
It's a shame. All right, switching over to IMDb, we got Rizna Millie, 8 out of 10. Title, Imaginative, Good Fun. If you think this movie was boring or terrible, you have no imagination, and your inner child is dead, old, and grumpy. It was delightful, imaginative, and enjoyable to watch. I don't understand all the hate for it. Go see it and imagine.
It's a very childlike position.
So, our inner child are dead, old, and grumpy. I think that which should not be named killed it.
Yeah, I kind of did. But to be fair, we are making a knee-jerk reaction to disparate bits of footage.
It just amuses me that these people can't fathom that other people don't like what they like. I mean, you can
the human condition.
You can tell that their inner child is working because they haven't quite grown past the inner child.
I mean, look, different people are going to enjoy different things,
Yeah.
But it's just,
talked about it.
I
do feel like
it's just a sweeping condemnation. If you don't like this movie, your imagination's dead.
I do find it weird that you would go to a movie to imagine when I'm paying the movie to show me something. Yeah, like it can spark my imagination, but so con it kind of takes a little bit of mental work from you. Like, are like some of the sets just not completed, and you have to
didn't
imagine.
finish all the animals, didn't color them in all the time.
There's a green block with like polar bear written on it. You just got
that would be an amazing art film.
At times, they just they just write down what happens, and you just look at it on the screen.
But no, hear me out. It's an art piece that would go like in a gallery, and you would watch it. Maybe it's like 10, 15 minutes. But it's a movie where everything isn't filled out. Maybe there's like vague shapes and stuff. I mean, people are wearing like a white jumpsuit or whatever. But you have to imagine whatever you want. Then after you watch the movie, you review what you imagined.
I see. So
there's something there. I don't know if
you're giving David Lynch a ton of ideas, but you gotta stop doing that, all right?
Well, no, he wouldn't want to do that. He would want to have just like weird old footage sped up and like people in rabbit masks saying dialogue that's been mixed up. But no, there's something there. I'm onto it. I don't know.
I think you're imagining it. All right, going on to still on IMDb.
Look, when I'm making millions in my gallery of imagine the movie yourself, you're going to be eating your words.
I don't think people make money in those galleries, Billy.
Well, yeah, then someone buys it, right? That's how this works?
Only if they're trying to laundry Monday.
Well, clearly someone is making money off these installations, otherwise they wouldn't get made.
All right.
Never mind.
Do you have connections to the mob, Billy?
Don't know how to say this. It's like Quai 108. It's QUI.
Key? Maybe
Hey,
it's
QUI? Is that it's we?
I thought we was an O.
No, I think we is QUI.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. 9 out of 10. Perfect PG children's movie. The negative reviews here are lacking consideration of the viewer. Such a movie intends to alight and invite in, not film or literature aficionados, children. This movie is perfect for elementary school age kids entering the genre of film and unawares or wary of the mature themes, titles, and classics that fit by in their budding lives. Don't review or see this movie as a critic. Consider it as a parent and carrier of culture, and see it as an amuse-bouche for the little blossoming beloved in your life. This film is great.
I think someone's trying to overcompensate.
I don't know if I said that right.
Amuse-bouche? No, that's right.
Okay, good.
At least I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah, this is just a dress-up, fancy way of saying it's a kid's film. It's allowed to be dumb.
We had one of the most innocent reviews, and then one of the most pretentious.
The pretentious might like it.
Yeah.
Or really, they should.
No, they wouldn't. You'd think it's weird that he's being pretentious about you shouldn't be pretentious.
This review...
He's pretentiously talking about a need for a lack of pretension.
Maybe he's the one who's pulling wool over our eyes.
But, I mean, you do have to take that in consideration. It is a kid's movie. You're not the demographic. But, as we said many times...
Kids' movies can be serious. I'm sorry.
Kids' movies can be at a higher quality than just... the polar bear said a poop joke.
Well, come on, get Don Bluth in here if he's still alive.
Okay, well, I feel like Don Bluth went too far to the other end of the spectrum sometimes.
Well, listen, Billy, he had the right philosophy. Kids can handle anything you put in a movie so long as there's a happy ending.
Right, but he also made movies that I never wanted to watch again after I saw usually as a kid because I was so traumatized. I was like, I'm gonna...
Well, which ones were those?
Like, the first Land Before Time...
I watched that several times, and it broke me every time.
I know, it's such a gut-wrenching experience. I'm just like, maybe I'll just watch, Air Bud, or one of the... As we were discussing, one of the mini chimpanzees playing sports movies or something. I need a palate cleanser from this.
I remember, watching the Mighty Ducks... VHS.
The Mighty Ducks? Did we ever watch that? I don't remember ever watching the Mighty Ducks.
I did watch it, because you want to know why? What? I only knew the cartoon TV show, The Anthropomorphic Ducks. This is when I rented the movie. It was live action. I'm like, where are the anthropomorphic duck people?
That was such a weird cartoon.
I was so upset as a kid, but I watched it because I was like, well, maybe they'll show up.
Now, that's the kind of adaptation I can get behind, where you totally diverge and you're like, let's just do our own thing. Let's have a superhero group of hockey ducks that are like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
There was only 3 of them, and they would play hockey.
No, I could have sworn there was more than that. There was 2 girls.
There was? I thought there was 1 girl, a buff guy, and
no, there was
guy.
There was hot girl, nerdy girl, big buff guy, main hero guy, and I could have sworn there was another edgy guy, but I can't remember.
It just cracked me up because they would be playing hockey. It's like, oh no, the evil bad guys attack us. They would fight with their hockey gear. But I remember renting that movie and getting upset because there weren't. I was expecting the cartoon ducks.
We might have to do a bonus episode on the Mighty Ducks cartoon. It's such a weird thing that I hadn't thought about in a while. Okay, so we really got off the rails.
Yeah, you guys really left me. All right, with my beautiful bounty, which is being.
We want to talk about duck people, Jake.
That just broke my heart.
We got Maj Panaj Raj.
Okay, that's a great name. Maj Panaj Raj, at your service.
Maybe it's just Maz Panerjaj. I don't know.
He sounds like a
traitor.
We gotta quit butchering all these foreign names.
Whatever. 10 out of 10, magnificent. The pictures are really great. The story is fascinating. You don't see the time at all. One of the best movies I've seen. In addition, I love the actor.
I guess RDJ, sure.
So that's what he was talking about. That's why you have to imagine. It's just pictures. It's like when we talked about that one time. It's just a slideshow.
Let me guess. This is kind of like the old, Japanese storytelling before anime and manga, where they would just, it would have to be this is the little street guy. He would have a bunch of colored pictures, and he would read it out, and he would like switch. I forgot what they call it, but he would switch out the pictures, So is that it? You go into a movie theater, some Japanese guy pedals out his little like story cart and just shows you the pictures.
Either he's some dude from the early days of movies.
He time leaped.
Yeah, he's like, I love seeing the pictures. Let's go to the pictures.
90-year-old man writing that review.
Or it's someone from the past. He jumped forward to the future.
It's possible. I mean, we're discovering that aliens do exist, so why can't time travel?
Yeah. All right.
Kamishiba, the paper theater, that's what it's called.
Okay.
Dwayne Clink scale, 5 out of 5. Back to Google. It touched base to the old storyline, and it was able to hold my attention as a great family movie. It just seems to out of the norm when violent, chaotic bloodshed seems to outweigh the foundation of cash registers these days at the box office.
What?
Where have society gone, and what has it turned to? Me and my children loved it.
All right, well, I'm not going to do that. I could just give the same speech I did last episode, but I'm not going to do that.
Violent, chaotic bloodshed seems to outweigh the foundation of cash registers these days. I mean, I know what he's trying to say, but man...
I don't. I mean,
he's saying that there's...
He's saying that violence leads to money.
But it outweighs it?
I mean, that's the only thing I can make sense of.
Does that mean people are like, we're going to put so much violence in it regardless of the much money we make?
That was what I was starting to come around to, is like, he's saying that... we love the violence so much, we will do it at the expense of the money we'll make.
But it wouldn't make any sense as a point, because at that point you're destroying yourself to
that's what he's
no
saying.
monetary
He's
gain.
like, Hollywood is so corrupt.
It has to work the other way, though.
Look, all I know is that our attempts to explain this metaphor outweigh the foundation of cash registers.
the very foundation of cash registers.
So not the cash registers themselves. So like the countertops, the cash registers. This guy hates countertops.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, there weren't any countertops. You wouldn't be able to do the cash register very well because you'd be on your belly. Society would cease to function.
That's true. So, A to B to C. Cash register. Counters are holding up the cash register. Is he a
cash register anarchist? He wants to destroy the very foundation that these cash registers are built on.
It's a very specific political.
It's a pyramid with cash registers at the top.
He doesn't even care about the money in it.
No, just the cash registers. The device themselves.
It's a very specific Luddite.
You should count money the good old-fashioned way. You shouldn't need all that electronic mumbo-jumbo.
Look, I know that parents are sometimes desperate just to find a fun movie to watch with their kids. That's something that is appropriate. Sometimes can be hard to find. So I get that. But, like...
Just let them watch...
Are we that bereft of material for children that these are the depths we would stoop,
Yes. Listen, parents, just make your kids watch, Shonen. There's like hundreds of episodes, though.
Look, I don't know if some Shonen, like, don't watch Hunter x Hunter. Some stuff is... Don't steer people to anime for kids stuff.
No, please don't. In fact, don't steer people to anime at all. No, it's an acquired
I was thinking of, like, Pokemon and Digimon and all that.
Okay, maybe, but, like...
It's hard to consider.
I'm starting to realize how hard it is to find just kids anime without stumbling into like a violent shonen.
Yeah.
Well, you just look up 4Kids.
We don't want the normies in anime. They see it and they get upset and they end up like telling their congressman and he gets upset. And then...
All right.
That's right.
Going on, we got...
Cut that part out. I don't want them to know.
Continuing on, we got Mukumba Kanuthia. Excuse me.
If you say his name, you might end the universe.
This podcast is just us trying to pronounce people's names.
Hey, man, I can't choose. Well, actually, I do choose. Well, I kind of choose. All right. 5 out of 5 stars. Excellent job, RDJ. Hope we see you in Black Widow. True natural performance. People should borrow a leaf. We need to embrace other genres of movies and not super action sci-fi and superhero flicks. Once again,
But he was
kudos.
excited for Black Widow?
Yes. Well, we should borrow a leaf, Billy.
I was going to ask about that too. I don't even know.
I strongly see a sequel picking up, and maybe the good doctor finding his wife, the young man marrying the queen's daughter. I think she is dead.
So there's going to be a sequel where he digs her up?
Or maybe he's just telling him to go kill himself.
Yeah, that too. I didn't think of it for that angle.
Your wife is dead. Why don't you go find her?
The heart-wrenching sequel with Dr. Doolittle
Someone steal her body, maybe? Could be it. He animates her as a Frankenstein monster.
Is this a pro? It sets up
the sequel where he has to find his dead wife in some capacity.
No, it was you, Dr. Treelittle. Yes, I need a grind of her body for fertilizer.
I thought you were my brother.
That's the twist.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
I love that. He complains about superhero movies within the same breath of like hoping Robert Downey Jr. See, this guy's confused about dead people. Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man dies in Infinity War.
Yeah, he can't. Well,
is that a prequel, though?
I think it's a prequel.
Oh.
It might be. If it's not, it'd be very awkward.
Yeah, no, maybe I don't understand how dead people work.
Why would he be in the prequel? Because if it's a prequel of Black Widow, then it would be before Tony Stark is Iron Man.
Yeah,
well, it'd be a cameo.
Maybe a cameo. Okay, well, I apologize. Apparently, me and him are both confused about the death of people. We don't understand. But still, it would have been a great bit if it wasn't a prequel. Darn it.
All right, we got Kashav Jaw's King's Lab. 3 out of 5 stars. It is a pleasant movie. If you are a big fan of hashtag RDJ, as I am, you will enjoy the movie. The story is simple, but the CGI work is great. It is a fairy tale, and as we see that the fairy tale cannot impress with story, but as we already heard it multiple times. It is the execution of movie that memorizes us and takes us to the other world. Hashtag Robert Don Jr.
Robert Don Jr.
He has 2 different hashtags, the same person.
Is Robert Don Jr. the Dr. Treelittle?
I think so. Robert Don Jr. Played Treelittle. It's a cameo in there.
So he was saying it's a fairy tale, so you can't take the story aspects too seriously?
The fairy tale cannot impress the story, but as we already heard it multiple times.
Listen,
I think he's trying to say... He's justifying that it's not exactly like the books. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Okay.
That's fine.
If he's comparing it to... all the fairy tales I read were kind of weird, but none of them include enemas or fart jokes.
It's just a lot of these various excuses, but maybe they just sound... Like, we're taking the position that the movie's not any good, so maybe to us they're just excuses, but to someone who likes it, it's... But I don't know, I just feel like... Don't take the story so seriously. It's just a bad argument no matter what angle you're... Maybe, I mean, I feel like you could say, despite story deficiencies, I enjoyed the movie overall. Or just, no one phrases it like that. It's always...
It's very
we gotta cover it up.
They're so defensive.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can like subpar media. That's why it's called a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, we said that last time. We're repeating ourselves.
All right, back to finishing the point. Hashtag Robert Downey Jr. is a phenomenal actor, and we all that, and therefore it is enjoyable. All the characters are great. Yes, I have to admit that in this movie you can easily see the glimpses of hashtag Sherlock Holmes on hashtag RDJ face when he goes in an adventure mode. The movie is smooth and gives us many lessons.
His face is... The fact that he's using his adventure face is a problem?
He goes into adventure mode. I think that's a pro. That
he goes, but he's acting like it's not a good thing.
And I think he is.
Oh.
He says you can see traces of Sherlock Holmes.
I mean, the way he phrases it, you have to admit that you can see
it seems like it's going to be negative. But
is he comparing
it... Robert Downey Jr. goes into adventure mode?
I guess so. I don't know what it is. I don't think he knows. The movie is smooth and gives us many lessons, such as if you love someone, then complete the quest they started. And also...
That's a lesson, I guess.
Carry on your dead loved one's dreams.
I mean, sure. It's... Like, that's not one of those time-worn staples of storytelling.
No, not quite, but it's interesting, Yeah. Also, your family is always with you.
Mm-hmm.
The movie go to a very different genre. The previous Doolittle movies were connected to the Doctor of present world, but this is a fairy tale. So yes, I did not miss the cast and great actors. But yes, once again, movie would be presented in more effective way.
Do some people not realize that the Eddie Murphy Dr. Doolittle is not canon and not where this concept came from?
Wait, he thinks that Eddie Murphy.
I don't know. He said it's different from the first two.
It's connected to the Doctor of, though.
Yeah. Omitting the one that was a closer adaptation in the 30s or wherever. No, it wasn't 30s. It was
so is this them trying to reboot?
It wasn't the 30s. No, it was the 60s.
Wait, is this a scheme on their part to reboot the Eddie Murphy?
But they did it with the skin of the novel.
Well, this is like his ancestor, the original Doolittle. It's going to be a Doolittle cinematic universe.
Oh yeah. I have many reasons to love this movie. Some of them is I'm a big #RDJ fan. Well, obviously everyone is. I'm a big fan of Jehan Cena fan too. So yes,
Jehan Cena.
Jehan Cena.
Is that his mutated, oddly shaped brother?
It's pretty cool.
DeWitt Johnson.
Yeah, Jehan Cena.
You can see him. He is very dense,
very visible.
Yeah.
He stands like a sore thumb.
Yes, his character, a polar bear who doesn't like cold, is great.
He will literally die.
It is a movie you would love to enjoy with your family in a family weekend. I will say go and watch.
It's like saying I don't like breathing air.
It is a movie you would love to enjoy with your family if you had one.
Wow, burn.
All right.
Look, so maybe we're all these have been positive. So maybe this is like a crowd pleaser. And it's just the budget was way too big for enough people to.
I mean, he gave it a 3 out of 5. It's average.
Still, I mean, he seemed to like it.
He gave it 3 stars for RDJ only.
Well, I mean, RDJ has a lot of goodwill. I like him. That's what they were banking on, is that his goodwill would carry the movie into success regardless of how good it was.
I wanted to contrast these two last reviews. We're finally down to the last two. And also, I wanted to shout out to our Korean fans. I found a Korean review on the English part. I translate his name. His name is Park Yeonju. So, representing Korea.
Do we have Korean listeners?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't think so.
We have so many. Why are so many Korean people's last name Park? I noticed that.
Why are so many Americans named Smith?
I guess
it's just one of those things.
I just noticed it because I was watching a Korean YouTuber and a lot of characters. He comes up with Indian Park.
Yeah, because if you think about it, because populations are linear, if one name goes beyond everyone else, you're going to have way more people with that last name.
I was just curious.
So I feel like our Indian fans are going to hate us because we can't pronounce any of their names correctly.
No, Koreans are really easy though. Yeah. All right, most of the time. 5 out of 5 stars. Outstanding. I am from Korea, but I love to watch English movie. I'm also the fan of John Cena. Maybe the author of the book, Dr. Doolittle, Hugh Lofting, will be very happy. The best part of the movie was when the Queen got recovered.
He's dead, but...
Thank you for reading. So I wanted to contrast...
It's definitely Korean.
With...
Why?
No, just messing around.
This review melted my brain when I read it. I was comatose on the couch for hours after I read this.
So we're contesting it, this nice, cordial, short review.
And the fact that they're Korean, all right, and their English pretty good. I mean, I have to give kudos to that. All right, brace yourselves.
Okay,
that's great.
Who is this from?
We have Laureen Grubik.
Okay,
5 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna go slow. It's going to be amazing. Is acknowledging the moment of things that it's going on through with some extra voice of human being made of real people, of too dramatic, into the middle of making sense. It's a lot of people thinking about isn't real animals. There couldn't speak with some of things that it's inside of the doctor.
What's inside of the doctor?
I don't know.
The speak could that they would is inside of the doctor.
Doolittle, it's unnecessary to keep on talking about it into something else for one thing. Is making into episode of documentary. On the way, it is all recreation of into and some of things that it makes them feel like an all different place of making it and story of some kind of sound, of special side of the effects. Is going to be keep on some things going on through also some of this article for and making it into an destructive way into article on weapon is a dangerous part of 2 and shooting for keeping and aiming the animals in the wild.
Is that it?
No, it goes on. It's so hard. Is my own consideration of someone else is a lot of care for somebody. Would be complaining about it every time. It is my own taste. Is not this film. It's totally an agreed to anyone else is having anybody will be having and other people watching isn't doing with it. I've already made myself enjoyed it so much. Lawrence Krubik. I've read this review so many times, and I don't know what they're trying to say.
It's like 90% prepositions and stuff.
I don't know what they're trying to say. I have no idea what I even just read. It's just a blank space in my mind.
I can't even begin to
It's like
decipher.
a documentary?
That was the one of the few parts that made sense.
Oh, my
Apparently
goodness.
someone was taking aim at the animals, and there was a documentary that they were filming.
I need to talk about this. There's emojis just embedded into the review. There's no punctuation at all.
No, of course not.
This review needs to go somewhere because I want to show this review off. It's incredible. It's the most nonsense thing.
We could tweet it out, honestly.
I'd be okay with it. But man, I don't know what it's trying to say at all.
To me, that really, I know we've probably made this joke, but that really feels like someone put it through Translate.
It could be.
But even then, there's like, even when you translate something directly, you can still see some logic. It's messed up, but like...
Again, this review melted my brain when I first read it.
Now, I don't know how this is supposed to help us. I mean, I got documentary, taking aim...
Is making it into episode of documentary. On the way, it is all recreation of into and some of things that makes them feel like an all different place of making it and story of some kind of sound of special side of the effects.
Look, you lost me after documentary.
I know.
Okay?
It's just it's words. It's word salad.
Speaking of
Goodness.
Kenneth Branagh, words. So I don't know what to say. There's a documentary aspect to this.
Could be.
I mean, it's like multimedia, where it's like it's a documentary on the story of Doolittle, like its impact culturally, while the movie also, I don't know.
I think that you will only find madness if you go down to
Yeah, that's what.
There's a destructive way into an article on weapon.
See, then he goes in about weapons.
So is Doolittle trying to weaponize?
Is the article a weapon of itself? I mean, this is a weapon, I feel.
Yeah. Discombobulate.
Yeah, discombobulate.
I mean, he could definitely, like...
I have a headache after that.
Doolittle could weaponize his ability.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe
at
at the very
to that in the movie.
Maybe
like,
that'd be such a good twist at the very end. Doolittle, he brings him the fruit, and then he drops it on the ground, steps on it, and says, "Go, my minions!" And the animals all just take over the kingdom.
Wait, what fruit?
The cure.
Oh, the cure for
He brings him the cure for the queen.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he drops it, he steps on it, he says, "Go, my minions." He had poisoned the queen the whole time. And he was just building an army through his adventure.
It's possible.
What a twist.
And maybe he's like...
What a twist.
Maybe the documentary is like he's documenting his quest on the way, and we see like his descent into madness and Machiavellianism.
After the credits roll, Dr. Treelittle is surrounded by trees. He looks up. He's ready to go.
So Treelittle is fighting Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah.
He's trying to weaponize animals.
Yeah, so Dr. Treelittle is going to weaponize trees.
So
It's an arms race.
I say that's a pro.
He's got an axe. So he's going to weaponize trees.
Because I have two minds of adaptations. One, either I want it to be close to the source material, or two, I want the objective to be to like actively get away from the source material as much as possible, and that be the thesis of the film. Because then I can't be mad, because that's like the whole point.
Right.
And this seems like they're going the second way.
Yeah.
Evil Dr. Doolittle versus his kind-hearted but mentally disturbed brother, Dr. Treelittle. So I'm giving it pro for Evil Doolittle.
Yeah. Even do a little twist.
Yeah.
You don't see it. There's hints at it, of course, but you don't quite see it coming to the
So would
very
it be
end.
maybe Dr. Doomlittle?
Yeah. He puts on a metal mask after that.
Versus Treelittle.
I am going to
Although
take
that's gonna be the
over Latvia or whatever.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I think I'm turning around on this. Because we saw review after review of people enjoying this. We learned about Dr. Treelittle. We learned about through this encrypted. I guess he didn't want spoilers, so he encrypted it as much as possible. Maybe that was the key. We learned about his transformation into Dr. Doolittle. Maybe Doomlot. I don't do, but we'll do Doolittle.
Does he go evil because his wife died? Maybe.
Well, maybe that starts him on the way. Maybe he gets disgruntled with humanity because of how they treat animals.
Maybe he finds out that the kingdom plotted his wife's death.
Yeah, but the queen had something to do with it, which is why he's willing to let her die.
Yeah, and when he went to the kingdom, it was like, hey, where's my wife? They said maybe you should go find her.
That's another part of the sequel, is he's trying to find his dead wife.
Well, they hid her body. See?
Right, so he's trying to find it. And that's another thing that set him off, just drove him mad, is that not only is she dead, you've taken her body from me. So that'll be like the first 30 minutes of his... We'll see he's fully turned evil. We'll see him killing guards as he tries to find his wife's body, where they've hidden it in a guarded mausoleum. Apparently,
he's great because he's kind of a sympathetic villain. He didn't want to be evil, but the kingdom drove him to it.
Right.
He found out the truth on his adventure.
I like how we call it the kingdom when it's literally just
it's England. It's not fictional. the kingdom.
The kingdom.
All right, I'm kind of getting excited to see it.
This is great.
Get ready for Dr. Treelittle. Yeah. Reviews change lives.
Yes, reviews change lives. Thank you, Billy.
And it's sometimes feeding time, but I actually have I guess it's a folly, but maybe not. I found a tie, something that ties into one of our more famous episodes, at least to us, Peter Rabbit.
Oh, okay.
It's a factual error. It says when they arrive at Buckingham Palace, they actually arrive at Blenheim Palace. They are greeted by guardsmen. The red plume indicates that they are Coldstream guards. However, the plume is on the wrong side of the bearskin. It should be on the right, and the buttons are wrong. They should be in pairs, blah, blah, buttons. And then another thing about when they go to see the Queen, they say they're going to Buckingham Palace. Yeah, but they go to the wrong palace.
Yeah.
So it's in a similar place, but the architecture, it's not remotely similar to either location or architecture. So I was thinking, does this tie back to the Australians trying to I forget their plot. They're trying to replace, they replaced it, but they got it slightly wrong because they didn't know because they're Australians. They replaced Buckingham with Blenheim or Blenheim.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I was just I've been keeping my eyes out for these crafty Australians, and I feel like this is yet another thread that ties into their diabolical plot.
Did they plot everything to turn Dr. Doolittle into Dr. Doomlittle?
I don't know. I don't know how far this goes.
Because, think about it. They can use Dr. Doolittle
to get revenge on the English for imposing them on Australia.
Get rid of the kingdom,
Yeah.
Those audacious Aussies.
Yeah, so
it's rabbits all the way down.
I know, it really is. It's Peter Rabbits all the way down.
Yeah. Peter Rabbit's behind it all, I'm telling you.
Probably.
How am I going to review this movie? That's all I'm thinking about.
I guess so. We're at that point. We got to review it.
What am I going to do?
We got to go over pros and cons and pro-cons. All right. As always, start with the cons. The trailer is a little deceptive, and I'm starting to realize it's deceptive in the sense it does not go nearly far enough to reveal what's in this movie.
No, not at all. It's like layers of deceptiveness because... you think it's a serious adventure. Mm-hmm. Then you find out it's a dorky comedy. Yeah. Then you find out it's actually a revenge plot.
Yeah.
The whole time. Man, there's some good writers there.
But what I just realized is, I've been meaning to bring this up, is the push me pull you even in this movie?
I don't think...
I haven't seen it.
The most integral part, arguably... the most memorable part of Dr. Doolittle.
It's not very integral, but very memorable.
Yeah.
Well, they removed the monkeys, so I'm assuming they removed the push me pull you.
Look, that's got to be a con.
Maybe outside the castle, you see a bunch of monkeys begging with a push me pull you. Please help, we have a push me pull you.
But he just walks past them.
Yeah.
I don't want your weird goat unicorn gazelle thing.
Speaking of which, second con, monkeys will be offended they were kind of cut out of the film, or at least they're a far less important aspect. Lots of ill-fitting jokes. There's a dragon enema. RDJ has a bad Welsh accent, but apparently a pretty good Jamaican accent, so I guess got to give that to him. There's no giant mechanical spider. It featured a slowed-down cover of It's a Wonderful World in the trailer.
Which is levels of irony at this point.
Yeah, and sadly, RDJ went into adventure mode, which is for some reason a bad thing.
I don't think it is.
I don't either.
Maybe adventure mode is code for
his change to shift to the dark.
I'm going into adventure mode.
And as I just stated, there's no push me pull you possibly.
Yeah, at the end when
it's
he's
very strong.
sending all the animals in, it says adventure time.
And then in prose, it has RDJ in it, and that was clearly the selling point for
RDJ.
Yeah, hashtag. He's legally changed his name. So
yes.
He didn't have enough names in his name, so he added an extra thing.
Yeah.
It has fart jokes. It's our very first ironic pro, so I'll take that with a grain of salt. The dog doesn't die, although ostensibly a lot of Englishmen do after he attacks them.
Yeah, I mean, the dog may die in the aftermath. Yeah. We never know.
The animals may not even be from this dimension. They don't quite fit, so...
Could be related to his warlockness.
Yeah, and he's a warlock. So it's bad that he goes into adventure mode, but it appeals to armchair adventurers. So make sense of that after you decipher that insane review we did. If you can figure that one out, you're clearly equipped.
I love those armchair adventurers.
It's setting up for a really great sequel to find his dead wife, and he evolved through the course of the film into Dr. Doolittle, and he's going to fight Dr. Treelittle, and this may all be a big plot by the Australians to bring down the English via Dr. Doolittle and his army of animals.
Which Peter Rabbit is orchestrating a lot of it.
Yes, he may in fact lead it, because he is an animal, but he's got more sentience and free will. Then pro-cons. We're a little undecided on wife death. I think I'm coming around because it's led to this
awesome revenge tale.
Yeah, so I can see why it would be useful to have.
So more pro. We're kind of leaning more towards we like wife death.
Yeah, we like it when wives die.
And I think you like it even more when you're married.
Look, the joke here is that it involves people dying, and we're for it. That's why it's funny. And it reminds people of Frozen. That's the other pro-con. Which, if you don't like Frozen...
Which, I can see now why, because there's a twist villain in that.
Yeah.
All leads back.
Yep.
So, I forget.
It's like Hans.
Frozen was one of the very first movies that have a twist villain. Yeah. It set new cinematic ground.
Right. And with all that in mind, we have to review Doolittle 2020.
Doolittle
2020, as it should be called.
I figured out what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a 25.
25? Wow, that's
really low.
That's low.
And a reason I'm giving it a 25 is because I hate all the fart jokes and the randomness that I was subjected to.
It's to cover it up, though, because you don't want the twist to be
but
obvious.
Here's the thing. The reason it is a 25 because you have a 2 and a 5. It kind of looks like a push-me-pull-you.
You're fired. Get off the podcast.
No, I'm serious.
Fair, yeah, it kind of does. I can see it.
What about
what a great point,
Billy? Any thoughts?
I kind of going back and forth, but I'm thinking maybe something a little high. I'm thinking a 70.
70?
Because I like everything. There may be a little lame humor to get through, but I feel like it's got a lot of high reviews that you pulled, and it's clearly leading up to Dr. Doolittle, and it's clearly got this interesting plot in there of his fall to the darkness. There's a lot more going on than just a simple, corny kids movie.
Yeah.
Clearly. But, I got to knock points off for no push me pull you. Like, that could be the thing he's riding on while he leads his animal forces. I mean, it's just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I know.
And just the poop stuff is just...
a little too much. I mean, they went too far in a couple of places.
So I'm thinking 70 is fair.
Yeah. I really like...
I could go with 75. We're still going to keep the...
Look, just review it what you want.
I really like villains. I'm okay with a twist villain as well. Or a villain protagonist, really. Yeah. A massive fan, massive nerd in that department. I'm going to give it a nice solid 84. I like that. Okay. Pretty high, but...
I expected to just hate this movie, but I don't know.
Really come around on it.
Lots of redeeming aspects.
I mean, I would rate it higher, but then I wouldn't have the
push people.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Okay, well, we'll do yours with an addendum that it's aesthetically a 25, but
I'm just saying I want to see more of this universe that goes the way we think it is, which is war with the English. I'm always down for that.
All right,
I'm gonna maybe
59.6 repeating.
Or were you gonna change your score?
I think a more accurate score of my feelings would probably just be a 70.
Okay, so like me.
I think the poop and fart jokes just really bring it down.
So it's aesthetically a 25 because it looks like a push me pull you, but in content it's a 70.
You could have made it a 52 and be perfectly happy.
Yeah, that's true.
They're facing each other.
Oh no, you're right.
Oh, it's a hug me squeeze you, and
Yeah.
It's fine. 25's fine.
I feel like a poop producer from Hollywood would be interested in the hug me squeeze you.
Yeah.
What is that guy's name now? He's a character now. He's a really unfortunate character.
We call him John Crawford. But I don't know.
I don't know. Forget I said anything. All right.
How about the John?
The John.
The John. There we go.
Okay. That's less offensive. All right. So on Rotten Tomatoes, Doolittle received from the critics a 14, but from the audience a 76. So
I guess they just didn't respect the twist, Maybe
No,
they thought it was...
Maybe the twist was a bit ham-fisted.
and I feel like for the critics, Dragon Enema was just too much to forgive, even at that point.
Could be. I know. I don't blame them.
Yeah. So, like I said, the audience 76.
Yeah.
So we're the
Audience won this time.
Yeah. It seems more like a crowd pleaser movie, especially if you have kids.
Or specific fetishes.
Yeah. But even if you're a fan of like unique storytelling, that doesn't follow the trend, it seems like you might get some out of this. You have to wade through all the childish humor, but...
Yeah, I mean, it serves a purpose.
Yeah.
It serves a purpose.
I guess there's not really anyone in the box of shame. I guess there was a couple of, prudish and...
no one deserved to go there.
People, but...
Nobody was too outstanding. Everyone was pretty average. Well, I mean, some were
what was it?
in the outfield, but...
Maybe we should, in the VIP, Lockington Huffler, whatever the insane translated...
Lauren Grubik?
Lauren?
Well, his name he's Lauren Grubik, but in his review he's Lawrence Grubik, so he may have misspelled his name up there.
I'll give him his full name. Lawrence Grubik.
No one in the box of shame.
No, not this time.
I mean, he could also
maybe the John will go in the box of shame.
Also, I mean, Lawrence Grubik could also go in the box of shame for having fried my brain.
To be fair, but he ended up revealing to us Dr. Doolittle.
That's true. Okay, I'm giving it to him.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to Much Review About Nothing. As always, you can get a hold of us on Twitter and Facebook and our email. As I was saying, it's probably going to be what?
Much Review Pod?
Yeah, it's probably going to be changed to Much Review Pod, so you might have to use that. You'll see in the description if I've changed it or not.
Donate to our Patreon. We do have 2 free episodes up there, and every little bit helps.
Yeah, on our Patreon, if you've missed this in a previous episode, we basically have 2 mini podcasts. One is Professor Jake Presents, where Jake lectures us on a subject of his choosing. For now, it seems like it's going to be kind of like obscure Asian media-related topics.
Yeah, Asian literature for now.
Yeah, and then we have a movie review. Yeah, it's called Much Review About Nothing. We have a music review podcast where we delve into a song that's grabbed our attention, and right now it's country and rap because those genres fascinate us. So check those out if you're so inclined. Throw us $1, for basically $12 a year, and you get access to a ton of extra bonus material because we update frequently. So yes. I feel like pretty fair overall. But then again, it's my Patreon, so of course it sounds fair. But, okay, well, let's...
And then we have to thank our patron.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to Mike Ermintrout for continuing to support us.
And his brother, Mike Edgefor.
Joel Edgefor.
He's our imaginary donator.
Yeah. we wish, Joel, like a Hollywood celebrity was giving us money. That'd be nice. But yeah, so that's been our podcast for the day. We'll talk at you later. I probably already said this, but I've been Billy Greer.
I've been Jake Greer.
And I've been Luke Greer.
Bye.
Bye.